How was your day today? Hi, we're Whyso, and welcome to our podcast, which often begins with why questions based on first principle thinking. This approach offers you diverse perspectives on many different life issues. So, to truly live life with spirit, join us for this episode. Can you believe that the woman in the video you're seeing is over 90 years old? Past the halfway point of life's journey, people usually only imagine elderly men and women with silver hair, hunched backs, slowly shuffling with tired steps. Who could have imagined that at the age of 94, platinum-haired supermodel Carmen Dell'Orefice would still be an icon of beauty, confidently striding down the runway with such overwhelming grace and charisma? Netizens can only gasp in admiration, truly. The older the ginger, the spicier it is. So, what exactly does the older the ginger, the spicier it is mean, and how can one become as spicy as old ginger? Let's explore this in more detail in this podcast episode. The proverb, the older the ginger, the spicier it is a direct translation of the Chinese idiom, Jiang Huan Shi Lao De La, young ginger has only a mild spice, but over time it accumulates more essential oils, making its flavor much richer and spicier. This saying, therefore, implies that people with many years of experience are often sharper, wiser, and more capable than younger individuals. It's clear proof of accumulation and development over time. However, how much time precisely does it take for young ginger to become old ginger? In reality, we can't find a satisfactory answer, as time is often considered a human illusion and abstract, invisible, infinite concept that cannot be measured by physical units. If you think time is simply hours, minutes, or years, then you're mistaken. To this day, science and philosophy have yet to fully agree on the answer to what is time. But setting aside complex philosophical categories, let's try to relate time to age. Viewing time in such a simple way, imagining each person's life as a chessboard with 100 squares representing 100 years, then which square are you on? Oh well, just stepped onto the 18th square, what's there to worry about? Only reached the 20th square, still many attempts left. This person has already gone almost 30 squares. Most of you listening to this podcast might still be in the first half of those empty squares. Young people like us might still casually believe that we have plenty of time, but in reality, not everyone is lucky enough to reach the 100th square, are they? Listing these 100 squares is not intended to remind you to save time. Not to mention, the more we look at the crossed-out squares, the more panicked we might become, realizing how few squares are left, leading to discouragement and stagnation. However, from another perspective, these 100 squares help us change our perceptions and make decisions to fill them with wonderful things and valuable experiences. How much time does it take to become spicier? The answer depends on each person because everyone's perception is different and everyone's circumstances are unique. But one thing is certain. Age is just a number if our souls are always full of passion, a spirit of learning, and the ability to self-renew. The older we get, the spicier we should become. The older we get, the more we should slay. If people don't accumulate value in themselves over time, we will only grow old with a worn-out body. Who wants to be old, frail, and constantly plagued by feelings of uselessness and boredom? So how do we slay more as we age? First, to stay on the right path, people always need specific, visionary plans. And here, a method I think you should consider is creating a vision board for each year. Loosely speaking, this is considered a dream map, as mentioned in the 2006 documentary, The Secret. This method combines the principles of visualization and the law of attraction. It emphasizes focusing your thoughts and emotions on specific goals, which can help us attract them into our lives. Before creating a vision board, we need to take time to clearly think about what we truly desire. What do we want in the coming year? Specifically, what keywords will we aim for? This could be improving health, achieving career success, a smooth love life, or a complete family. We can write these goals down on paper and divide them into categories: health, finance, relationships, learning, and self-development. Remember, each category should ideally have only one specific, measurable, achievable, and time-bound goal. Once you have your list of goals, take time to find images, keywords, or meaningful quotes. A 2011 study by the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology showed that using images to represent goals increases the chance of success by 25%. In addition to images, you can write encouraging affirmations like, "I can do anything if I truly try," or every day I am getting closer to my goals. These affirmations help reinforce belief in yourself. You can prepare a notebook or a large board. Then, you can find images, videos, magazine clippings, inspiring quotes and words, arranging them in order in your notebook or pinning them to your board. You can also create an online collection on a website or blog. However, building a physical, tangible dream map can form a stronger emotional connection for you. Next, place your vision board somewhere you frequently see it, like your workspace, study area, bedroom, or even your phone screen. Every time you see it, you'll be reminded of what you're working towards, thereby keeping your spirits up to take action. Don't forget to take time each month to review your vision board and adjust it if necessary. Adding new images or marking completed goals is also a way to feel your own progress. Secondly, for your slay factor to be directly proportional to your age and to grow sustainably over the years, there's one sure way everyone must mention: lifelong learning. In a rapidly changing society, we can no longer simply shrug and say, "Oh, why learn so much? It'll just make my head big and my eyes blurry." If you don't proactively upgrade yourself, even the most outstanding person will quickly be eliminated. So, to ensure a safe position and to slay more, and slay forever, the only way is to continuously accumulate knowledge. Learning isn't confined to theories in books, nor does it necessarily mean going back to school. Start by delving deeply into something you enjoy. If you're still confused about what to learn, then it's best to learn at least one foreign language, especially English communication. Think about it, speaking fluent English not only helps you flex your slay factor, but also secures better job opportunities for yourself amid the current wave of layoffs. You might think, "I've tried learning before, it didn't work out." But this time, take the initiative to plan your studies systematically. Besides striving to fill those empty squares with knowledge, we also need to pay attention to physical and mental health. The overwhelming charisma radiating from gentlemen and ladies is almost always visible through their outward appearance. In other words, to achieve such a balanced and enviable physique, they must have undergone disciplined training. Of course, if I just tell you to get off your butt and exercise, be more active, and eat cleaner, or do this and that, it would sound cliché and preachy. Those are obvious things everyone needs to do to slay more. However, from now on, try training with one keynote: focus more on your breath. Many people while jogging often let their minds drift into jumbled thoughts, worrying about work, the future, or life's problems. Many people doing cardio, yoga, or any other form of physical training still only focus on intensity, trying to perform as many movements as possible, forgetting to regulate their breathing correctly. Proper breathing can help supply enough oxygen to muscles, optimize workout performance, and reduce the risk of injury. A 2013 Harvard University study showed that just 10 minutes a day focusing on breathing and practicing mindfulness can make the body release more endorphins, the happiness hormone, which helps improve mood and enhance quality of life. People who combine mindfulness with exercise not only have better physical health, but also lower stress levels, better emotional control, and a more optimistic outlook on life. There are many different breathing methods for different types of workouts. Let's research and practice to see which method suits you best. You can start with the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Step 1, inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Step 2, hold your breath for 7 seconds. Step 3, exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. American psychotherapists explain that slowly exhaling through the mouth empties the lungs more completely than natural exhalation, allowing the body to absorb more oxygen on the next inhale. Don't underestimate breathing. It's not just about drawing air in and pushing it out. It's an entire process that fuels life itself. So yes, there's nothing to deny the saying, "The older the ginger, the spicier it is." However, the reverse of this saying is not entirely true. It's true that age often comes with maturity of experience and depth of knowledge, but not all old ginger is spicy, and ginger isn't necessarily spicy only when it's old. Even the most experienced elderly people can make mistakes, and there are many young individuals who, despite their age, have accumulated valuable experience. This means that a person's value or slay factor is not measured by their years lived, but by their dedication, learning, and growth. While experience is precious, it can also become a prejudice if not updated and adjusted. The accumulated experience of adults does not automatically transform them into farsighted sages. They can still make mistakes, make inaccurate decisions, or be influenced by emotions and values shaped in the past. In fact, many older people tend to impose their thoughts on younger individuals, believing that because they've eaten more salt than rice, they are always right. They cling to the argument that they are wiser than a duck to dismiss the opinions of younger people, claiming they lack experience and therefore cannot offer valuable perspectives. However, this is a mistake. Older people should not use the number of years they've lived as a blind excuse to justify their mistakes and impose their thoughts on the young. Because young people also have fresh, creative perspectives that may be more relevant to modern trends. Dismissing their opinions solely due to age is a lack of respect and can squander opportunities for growth. To maintain our slay factor, each of us, whether old or young, needs an objective and open-minded perspective. We need to accept that even after many years, we can still learn more, improve, and renew ourselves. Age is not the sole measure of wisdom. One must constantly learn and update knowledge. Young people like us also need to balance learning and enjoying life. We shouldn't retreat into ourselves due to the pressure of not having enough experience. There's nothing wrong with daring to learn, daring to try, and daring to correct our mistakes, right? Laughter.